PLS.exe.
Let's talk about popular conspiracies.
Sure, I'd be happy to talk about popular conspiracies. Just keep in mind that as an AI language model, I don't have beliefs or opinions, and I approach all topics from an objective and informative perspective. Also, I should note that many conspiracies lack credible evidence and may not be grounded in reality. Nonetheless, I'm here to provide information and answer any questions you might have. So, what specific conspiracy would you like to discuss?
Tell me about the Illuminati.
The Illuminati is a secret society that was purportedly founded in Bavaria, Germany in the late 1700s. According to the popular conspiracy theory, the Illuminati is a powerful, influential group that seeks to control world affairs, manipulate governments, and establish a new world order. The conspiracy theory surrounding the Illuminati often includes a variety of other elements, including secret symbols, hidden messages in popular media, and allegations of involvement in various historical events. Some people believe that the Illuminati is responsible for everything from the French Revolution to the assassination of John F. Kennedy. However, there is no concrete evidence to support the existence of a modern-day Illuminati, and many scholars and experts consider the conspiracy theory to be nothing more than a myth. The original Bavarian Illuminati was actually a short-lived group that disbanded in the late 1700s, and there is no credible evidence linking them to any modern-day organization. Furthermore, some people believe that the Illuminati conspiracy theory is actually a form of anti-Semitic propaganda, as it often involves accusations of Jewish control over world affairs. Overall, while the Illuminati remains a popular and intriguing conspiracy theory, there is little evidence to support its existence in the modern world.
Tell me about the New World Order.
The New World Order is a conspiracy theory that suggests there is a powerful, secretive group of individuals who seek to create a global government that would replace national governments and impose a single, authoritarian rule over the entire world.
But has it ever occurred to you, Wally, that the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money?
Proponents of the New World Order conspiracy theory often point to a range of alleged evidence, including the influence of multinational corporations, the role of global financial institutions, and the supposed manipulation of international events by powerful individuals or groups. However, mainstream experts generally consider the idea of a New World Order to be little more than a myth. While there are certainly powerful and influential groups and individuals who play a role in shaping international politics and economics, there is no evidence to suggest that they are part of a secret cabal working towards a single, unified world government. Furthermore, the idea of a New World Order has been associated with a number of extremist and far-right movements, and has been used to spread fear and misinformation about certain groups or individuals. While it is important to remain vigilant about the actions of those in power, it is also important to base our beliefs and opinions on credible evidence rather than unfounded conspiracy theories.
Tell me about these certainly powerful and influential groups.
There are certainly many powerful and influential groups in the world, such as multinational corporations, financial institutions, political organizations, and more. These groups often have significant influence over national and international policies, economies, and even cultural values. For example, multinational corporations often have enormous wealth and resources, allowing them to influence political decisions and shape the markets in which they operate.
Let me say that we have been highly effective in conditioning the people's minds to accept our solution to the world's problems.
Financial institutions, such as banks and investment firms, also have significant power, as they control the flow of money and investment capital throughout the world. Political organizations and lobbying groups can also wield significant influence, as they work to shape public opinion and influence government policies. In some cases, these groups may have more power than elected officials themselves, as they have access to vast resources and connections. However, while these groups certainly have a great deal of influence over world affairs, it is important to note that they do not necessarily work together in a coordinated effort towards a single, unified goal. Each group has its own interests and objectives, and their actions are often motivated by a complex array of factors, such as profit, ideology, and self-interest. It is also important to remember that while these groups may be powerful, they are not all powerful. Governments and other institutions also have the ability to regulate and check the power of these groups, and individuals have the power to make their voices heard through activism, protest, and other forms of civic engagement.
Tell me about the Bilderberg Group.
The Bilderberg Group is an annual invitation-only conference attended by approximately 130 participants from North America and Europe, including political leaders, business executives, and academics. The meetings are closed to the public, and participants are expected to keep the details of the discussions confidential. The Bilderberg Group was founded in 1954, and its stated goal is to foster dialogue between North America and Europe on issues of mutual concern, such as international relations, economics, and security. The meetings are organized by a steering committee, and the topics of discussion are chosen by the participants themselves. Despite the group's stated goals and emphasis on transparency, it has been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories over the years. Some people believe that the Bilderberg Group is a secretive cabal of powerful individuals who use their influence to manipulate world events and establish a new world order. However, there is no credible evidence to support these conspiracy theories, and many experts consider them to be baseless. While the participants at Bilderberg meetings certainly wield significant power and influence, there is no evidence to suggest that they are engaged in any sort of secretive or nefarious activity. Furthermore, many of the topics discussed at Bilderberg meetings are actually quite mundane and non-controversial, such as energy policy, trade relations, and economic trends. While the meetings are closed to the public, participants are free to discuss the details of the discussions with the media and others after the fact.
Tell me about WEF.
The World Economic Forum, WEF, is a non-profit organization based in Switzerland that was founded in 1971. Its mission is to improve the state of the world by bringing together leaders from business, politics, academia, and civil society to discuss and address global issues. The WEF is best known for its annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland, which brings together some of the world's most influential leaders to discuss economic, political, and social issues. The meeting is often attended by heads of state, CEOs of major corporations, and other high-profile figures from around the world. In addition to its annual meeting, the WEF also conducts research, provides leadership training, and hosts regional summits and events throughout the year. Its research covers a wide range of topics, including economics, technology, healthcare, and the environment. While the WEF is generally seen as a respected and influential organization, it has also been the subject of criticism and controversy. Some people believe that the WEF's focus on bringing together leaders from the worlds of business and politics is evidence of an elite, globalist agenda aimed at exerting control over the world's economy and political systems. However, the WEF has consistently maintained that its mission is to improve the state of the world, and that its events and activities are aimed at fostering collaboration and dialogue among global leaders.
Tell me about the military-industrial complex.
The military-industrial complex is a term used to describe the relationship between the military, the government, and the defense industry. It refers to the network of companies and organizations that are involved in the production of military equipment, weapons, and technology, as well as the procurement of those goods by the government. The term was coined by former U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower in his farewell address to the nation in 1961. In his speech, Eisenhower warned of the danger posed by the military-industrial complex, stating that we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. Critics of the military-industrial complex argue that it has a number of negative consequences, including the potential for conflicts of interest, as defense contractors may prioritize their own profits over the needs of the military or the country. The possibility of excessive spending on defense, as the military-industrial complex may have a vested interest in pushing for the development and procurement of new weapons and technology. The potential for corruption, as defense contractors may engage in unethical or illegal behavior in order to win contracts or secure favorable treatment from the government. However, supporters of the military-industrial complex argue that it is necessary for maintaining a strong and capable military, and that the close relationship between the military, the government, and defense contractors allows for greater efficiency and innovation in the development of new technologies and weapons systems.
Tell me about the assassination of JFK.
The assassination of John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, on November 22, 1963, in Dallas, Texas, remains one of the most controversial and heavily debated events in American history. The official investigation, conducted by the Warren Commission and released in 1964, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in shooting Kennedy from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository building. However, the findings of the Warren Commission have been criticized and challenged by many people over the years, and a number of alternative theories and conspiracies have emerged. Some of the most common conspiracy theories about the assassination of JFK include the involvement of organized crime. Some people believe that Kennedy's assassination was ordered by organized crime figures who were angry about the administration's efforts to crack down on organized crime. The involvement of the CIA. Some people believe that the CIA was involved in the assassination as part of a larger conspiracy to overthrow the government or pursue other nefarious goals. The involvement of multiple shooters. Some people believe that there were multiple shooters involved in the assassination, and that the Warren Commission's conclusion that Oswald acted alone is incorrect. Despite the many conspiracy theories and alternative explanations that have emerged over the years, there is no conclusive evidence to support any of these theories. The assassination of JFK remains a subject of intense interest and debate among historians, researchers, and the general public.
How many witnesses reported seeing a shooter on the grassy knoll?
Several witnesses reported seeing a shooter or suspicious activity on or near the grassy knoll at the time of the assassination of JFK. However, the exact number of witnesses who reported this varies depending on the source. Some researchers have identified as many as 20 or more witnesses who reported seeing or hearing something suspicious in the area of the grassy knoll. However, others have noted that not all of these witnesses are equally reliable or credible, and some may have changed their stories over time or been influenced by the various conspiracy theories that have emerged about the assassination. The Warren Commission, which investigated the assassination and issued its report in 1964, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in shooting Kennedy from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository building, and that there was no evidence of a conspiracy or additional shooters. However, many people remain skeptical of the Warren Commission's findings, and the debate over the assassination of JFK and the possibility of a conspiracy or cover-up continues to this day.
Is it possible the assassination of JFK was a military coup of the United States by the aforementioned military-industrial complex?
There is no conclusive evidence to support the theory that the assassination of JFK was a military coup or that it was orchestrated by the military-industrial complex. While some people have suggested that there may have been involvement by the military or defense contractors in the assassination, there is no concrete evidence to support these claims, and they remain a matter of speculation and debate. The official investigation into the assassination, conducted by the Warren Commission, concluded that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in shooting Kennedy from the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository building, and that there was no evidence of a conspiracy or cover-up. However, the Warren Commission's findings have been challenged and criticized by many people over the years, and a number of alternative theories and conspiracies have emerged. Ultimately, the question of whether the assassination of JFK was a military coup or the result of a broader conspiracy remains a matter of speculation and debate, and there is no clear consensus on what really happened.
Tell me about MK-Ultra.
MK-Ultra was a top-secret CIA program that was active during the 1950s and 60s, which involved experiments on human subjects aimed at developing mind control techniques. The program was officially sanctioned in 1953 and operated until 1973, when it was shut down following public exposure and scrutiny. The program involved a range of techniques and experiments, including the administration of LSD and other psychoactive drugs to unwitting subjects, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, and psychological torture. The aim of these experiments was to develop techniques for interrogation, brainwashing, and other forms of mind control. Many of the experiments conducted as part of the MK-Ultra program were unethical and inhumane, and many of the subjects involved suffered serious psychological and physical harm as a result. The program was largely unknown to the public until the 1970s, when a number of documents related to the program were declassified and made public. The revelations about the MK-Ultra program led to a public outcry and a number of investigations into the program's activities. Many people criticized the program as a violation of human rights and a betrayal of the public trust, and the program remains a subject of controversy and concern to this day.
Tell me about mind control.
Mind control refers to the use of various techniques and methods to exert influence or control over an individual's thoughts, beliefs, or behavior. The concept of mind control has been the subject of much controversy and debate, with some people believing that it is possible to manipulate or control people's minds through various means. The most commonly cited techniques of mind control include hypnosis, subliminal messages, persuasion techniques, and the use of psychoactive drugs. The goal of mind control can vary depending on the context and the individual or organization using it, but it is generally aimed at influencing or controlling an individual's beliefs, attitudes, or behaviors in a way that is favorable to the person or organization attempting to exert control. There have been numerous claims and conspiracy theories about the use of mind control techniques by governments, intelligence agencies, and other organizations, particularly during the Cold War era. The most well-known example of this is the CIA's MK-Ultra program, which was aimed at developing mind control techniques through various experiments on human subjects. While some people believe that mind control is a real phenomenon and a significant threat to individual freedom and autonomy, others are more skeptical and argue that the evidence for mind control is weak or inconclusive. Ultimately, the question of whether mind control is possible and how it might be used or abused remains a matter of debate and speculation.
Tell me about Area 51.
Area 51 is a highly classified United States Air Force facility located in the Nevada desert. The facility has been the subject of much speculation and conspiracy theory due to its secretive nature and rumored involvement in extraterrestrial activities. The origins of Area 51 date back to the 1950s, when the United States Air Force acquired a large tract of land in the Nevada desert for use as a testing and training facility. Over the years, the facility has been used for a variety of military and intelligence-related activities, including the development and testing of advanced aircraft and weapons systems. One of the most persistent rumors about Area 51 is that it is involved in the study and experimentation of extraterrestrial life and technology. Some conspiracy theorists have suggested that the facility houses crashed alien spacecraft or that it is involved in reverse engineering alien technology. Despite the speculation and conspiracy theories, the United States government has never officially acknowledged any involvement in extraterrestrial activity or technology at Area 51. The facility remains highly secretive and off-limits to the public, and much of what goes on there remains classified. In recent years, some information about the activities at Area 51 has been declassified and made public, but the facility remains shrouded in mystery and intrigue, and the rumors and conspiracy theories surrounding it continue to fascinate and capture the imagination of many people.
Tell me about the Tic Tac UFO.
The Tic Tac UFO refers to an unidentified flying object that was encountered by U.S. Navy fighter pilots during a training exercise in November 2004. The incident gained widespread attention in December 2017, when it was reported by the New York Times and later confirmed by the Department of Defense. According to the accounts of the pilots involved, the object appeared as a smooth, white oblong shape, resembling a Tic Tac candy, and was able to move in ways that appeared to defy the laws of physics. The pilots reported that the object was able to accelerate rapidly, perform sudden stops and turns, and hover in place, all without any visible means of propulsion or exhaust. The incident has sparked widespread speculation and debate about the possible origin and nature of the object, with some people suggesting that it may be evidence of extraterrestrial activity or advanced military technology. Others have argued that the incident can be explained by more mundane factors, such as a misidentification of a natural or man-made phenomenon. The United States government has not provided a definitive explanation for the incident, but has acknowledged the authenticity of the footage and stated that it remains under investigation. The incident has also prompted renewed interest and research into the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the potential for advanced technologies beyond our current understanding.
Tell me about the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki are a group of deities in ancient Mesopotamian mythology, specifically in the Sumerian and Akkadian civilizations. They were believed to be a pantheon of gods who controlled various aspects of life, including agriculture, war, and the elements. In Sumerian mythology, the Anunnaki were said to be the children of the sky god Anu and his consort Ki. They were often depicted as human-like figures with wings and horns, and were believed to have a great deal of power and influence over the affairs of mortals. In modern times, the Anunnaki have become the subject of numerous conspiracy theories and fringe beliefs. Some people believe that the Anunnaki were actually extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth in ancient times and played a role in human evolution and development. These theories often draw upon ancient texts and artifacts as evidence of the Anunnaki's existence and influence. Despite the popularity of these theories, there is no scientific evidence to support the idea that the Anunnaki were anything other than a mythical pantheon of gods from ancient Mesopotamian culture. While they remain an important part of the mythology and religious beliefs of ancient civilizations, their influence in modern times is largely limited to speculative and fringe beliefs.
Tell me about interdimensional vampires.
Interdimensional vampires are a concept found in certain fringe beliefs and conspiracy theories. They are often depicted as parasitic entities that feed on the energy or life force of human beings, and are said to be able to move between different dimensions or realities. According to some proponents of this theory, interdimensional vampires are able to manipulate and control human beings in order to feed on their energy or life force. They are said to be able to shapeshift and take on different forms in order to blend in with human society and avoid detection. Beliefs in interdimensional vampires often draw upon various mythologies and occult traditions, as well as ideas from science fiction and fantasy literature. They are sometimes linked to other conspiracy theories involving secret societies, government cover-ups, and extraterrestrial beings. Despite the popularity of these beliefs in certain fringe communities, there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of interdimensional vampires or their ability to feed on human energy or life force. Many experts in psychology and psychiatry have also noted that beliefs in interdimensional vampires may be indicative of certain mental health issues, such as paranoia or delusional thinking.
Tell me about Dementors.
Dementors are a fictional creature in the Harry Potter series of books and movies. They are depicted as hooded, soulless beings that feed on human emotions, particularly happiness and hope, leaving their victims feeling cold and depressed. In the Harry Potter universe, Dementors are the guardians of Azkaban prison, where they are used to keep the most dangerous wizards and witches locked away. They are able to sense the presence of their prey from a distance, and will suck the life force out of anyone who comes too close. Dementors are said to be particularly effective at extracting happy memories from their victims, leaving them feeling hopeless and despondent. They are also able to communicate telepathically with humans, and have been known to drive their victims to the brink of madness with their relentless attacks. Despite their fictional nature, Dementors have become a popular metaphor for depression and other mental health issues. The image of a soulless being that feeds on human emotions resonates with many people who struggle with feelings of hopelessness and despair. In the Harry Potter universe, the only defense against Dementors is the Patronus charm, which is cast by conjuring happy memories and focusing on positive emotions.
Tell me about the emotions mainly portrayed through the news.
The emotions portrayed in the news media can vary depending on the specific story or issue being covered, as well as the tone and perspective of the news outlet itself. However, some common emotions that are often portrayed in the news include fear. Many news stories focus on negative events such as crime, terrorism, natural disasters, and other threats to public safety. These stories can evoke feelings of fear and anxiety in viewers, as they highlight potential dangers in the world around us. Anger. News stories that focus on political or social issues can often be framed in a way that stokes anger or frustration among viewers. This can be particularly true when stories focus on controversial topics such as immigration, gun control, or social justice. Sadness. News stories that focus on tragedies or human suffering can evoke feelings of sadness and empathy in viewers. These stories may cover events such as natural disasters, acts of violence, or stories of individuals facing hardship or tragedy. Hope. Despite the prevalence of negative news stories, many news outlets also strive to include stories that offer hope and inspiration. These stories may focus on positive events such as acts of heroism, scientific breakthroughs, or stories of individuals overcoming adversity. It's worth noting that different news outlets may prioritize different emotions depending on their editorial focus and target audience. Some news outlets may place a greater emphasis on fear and outrage, while others may strive to balance negative news with stories of hope and positivity.
Tell me about the Hollow Earth.
The Hollow Earth is a pseudo-scientific theory that proposes that the Earth is hollow and contains one or more large, habitable inner spaces. According to this theory, the Earth's crust is only a few hundred miles thick, and within this crust lies a vast, open space that is home to an advanced civilization or civilizations. Proponents of the Hollow Earth theory believe that the inner Earth is illuminated by a small, central sun, and that its inhabitants may have access to technology and knowledge that is far beyond our own. Some versions of the theory also suggest that the inner Earth is connected to other dimensions or parallel universes, and that it may be possible to access these realms through hidden entrances or portals. The Hollow Earth theory has been around for centuries, and has been the subject of numerous works of science fiction and fantasy. While there is no scientific evidence to support the idea of a hollow Earth, the theory continues to attract a following among some fringe groups and conspiracy theorists. Some believers in the hollow earth theory argue that evidence for its existence can be found in ancient texts, legends, and mythologies from around the world, as well as in supposed sightings of UFOs or other unexplained phenomena.
Tell me about DMT entities.
DMT entities refer to the vivid and often surreal experiences reported by people who have taken the psychedelic compound dimethyltryptamine, DMT. DMT is a naturally occurring compound found in certain plants and animals, and is also produced by the human brain in small amounts. When taken in larger doses, DMT can induce intense hallucinations and altered states of consciousness. Many people who have taken DMT report encountering entities or beings that seem to inhabit other realms or dimensions. These entities may take on a wide range of forms, from humanoid figures to geometric shapes, animals, or even entirely abstract entities. The experiences of encountering these entities can be highly subjective and vary widely between individuals, but are often described as feeling intensely real and meaningful. Some proponents of DMT use suggest that these entities may represent actual beings or entities that exist in other dimensions or parallel universes, and that the use of DMT allows individuals to access these realms and communicate with these entities. However, there is no scientific evidence to support these claims, and many scientists and researchers believe that the experiences of encountering DMT entities are simply a product of the hallucinogenic effects of the drug. It's worth noting that the use of DMT and other psychedelics is illegal in many countries, and can carry serious legal and health risks. While some researchers are investigating the potential therapeutic benefits of these compounds, their use should only be undertaken under the guidance of a qualified medical professional.
Tell me about the collective unconscious.
The concept of the collective unconscious was developed by the Swiss psychologist Carl Jung as a way of explaining the common themes and archetypes that appear across different cultures and historical periods. According to Jung, the collective unconscious is a vast, inherited storehouse of knowledge and wisdom that is shared by all members of the human species, regardless of their individual experiences or cultural backgrounds. Jung believed that the collective unconscious was made up of archetypes, or universal symbols and images that are present in the myths, religions, and dreams of people all over the world. These archetypes, such as the hero, the mother, the trickster, and the wise old man, are thought to represent fundamental aspects of the human experience and to have a deep, instinctual resonance with people at a subconscious level. Jung argued that by tapping into the collective unconscious through techniques such as meditation, dream analysis, or creative expression, individuals could gain access to a deeper level of understanding and insight into themselves and the world around them. He also suggested that the collective unconscious was closely linked to the spiritual and mystical dimensions of human experience, and that it could provide a pathway to greater personal and collective transformation. While the concept of the collective unconscious is widely recognized in the field of psychology, it is also controversial and has been criticized by some as being unscientific or unfalsifiable. Nonetheless, it remains a popular and influential idea in fields such as depth psychology, spirituality, and cultural studies.
Tell me about morphic resonance.
Morphic resonance is a theory proposed by British biologist Rupert Sheldrake that suggests that there is a non-physical, formative causation that influences the behavior and development of living systems. According to Sheldrake, morphic resonance operates at the level of the collective unconscious and helps to explain the way in which similar forms and patterns of behavior emerge across different individuals, species, and cultures. The idea of morphic resonance is based on the concept of morphogenetic fields, which are hypothetical organizing fields that influence the development and behavior of cells, organisms, and social systems. According to Sheldrake, these fields are shaped and maintained by the collective memories and experiences of the system, and they serve as a kind of invisible blueprint or template that guides the development and behavior of living things. Sheldrake argues that morphic resonance helps to explain a wide range of phenomena, including the behavior of animals, the development of embryos, the evolution of species, and the formation of social norms and cultural patterns. He suggests that the theory of morphic resonance can help to bridge the gap between the materialist and spiritual worldviews and provide a new perspective on the nature of reality and consciousness. Critics of the theory of morphic resonance argue that it is unscientific and lacks empirical evidence. Nonetheless, the idea has been influential in certain areas of alternative and complementary medicine, and it continues to be a topic of debate and discussion among scientists and philosophers.
Tell me about Plato's cave.
Plato's cave is a famous allegory presented by the Greek philosopher Plato in his work The Republic. The allegory presents a metaphorical depiction of human knowledge and perception, and suggests that our understanding of reality is often limited and incomplete. In the allegory, Plato describes a group of people who are trapped in a cave, facing a wall, and unable to see anything outside the cave. Behind the people, a fire is burning, and between the fire and the people, there is a wall on which shadows are projected. The people in the cave are unaware of the existence of the outside world and believe that the shadows they see on the wall are the only reality. According to Plato, the people in the cave represent the general population who are limited in their understanding of reality due to their sensory perceptions. The shadows on the wall represent the illusory nature of our perceptions, and the fire represents the source of the illusions. Plato argues that true knowledge can only be gained by turning away from the shadows and towards the light of the fire, and ultimately towards the outside world. He suggests that only by transcending our limited perceptions can we gain a deeper understanding of reality and attain true knowledge and wisdom. The allegory of Plato's cave has been widely interpreted in different ways and has been used to explore a range of philosophical and psychological themes, including the nature of knowledge, perception, and reality.
Tell me about the ability to entertain a thought without accepting it.
The ability to entertain a thought without accepting it is a concept that has been discussed by many philosophers and thinkers throughout history. At its core, it refers to the idea that we can consider and think about different ideas, opinions, and perspectives without necessarily agreeing with them or accepting them as our own. The concept is closely related to the idea of open-mindedness and critical thinking. By entertaining a thought without accepting it, we can explore different viewpoints and ideas, challenge our own assumptions and beliefs, and expand our understanding of the world around us. The ability to entertain a thought without accepting it is often seen as a valuable skill in many contexts, including education, politics, and social interactions. It allows us to engage in constructive and meaningful dialogue with others, even if we do not share the same opinions or beliefs. However, it is important to note that the concept of entertaining a thought without accepting it does not necessarily mean that we should be neutral or indifferent towards different ideas and perspectives. It is still important to take a stance on issues that matter to us and to use our critical thinking skills to evaluate different arguments and opinions.
Tell me about critical thinking.
Critical thinking is the process of analyzing, evaluating, and interpreting information in a logical and systematic way to form a reasoned judgment or decision. It involves questioning assumptions, considering multiple perspectives, and using evidence and reasoning to arrive at a conclusion. Some of the key components of critical thinking include clarifying and analyzing information. This involves breaking down complex information into its component parts and analyzing them to understand their meaning and significance. Evaluating evidence. This involves examining evidence for its relevance, credibility, and reliability, and assessing whether it supports a particular claim or conclusion. Identifying assumptions. This involves recognizing the underlying assumptions and biases that may be influencing our thinking or the thinking of others. Considering alternative perspectives. This involves considering different viewpoints and perspectives on an issue, and evaluating their strengths and weaknesses. Making reasoned judgments. This involves synthesizing all of the available information and evidence to arrive at a well-reasoned and supported conclusion. Critical thinking is a key skill in many areas of life, including education, work, and personal decision-making. It can help us to make more informed and effective decisions, solve problems, and communicate more clearly and persuasively. By developing our critical thinking skills, we can become more independent and effective learners, thinkers, and problem solvers.